Hi and welcome to DCO. My name is David Copete. In this video, I'll be sharing with you this design, which is a contour dome. Now let me share with you how this was made so you can create this yourself, or you can even download this from the website. So let me show you how we created this. We start with the base dome geometry, create some contours, and give it some depth. So we'll go here inside of the script, and I'll go to this only draw geometry for selected objects so I can take a look and I can show you how this was made. So the first step is creating the sphere, so the size of the dome. Then we create a box that is moved down and shifted to be subtracted to create the dome form. Once we have this dome form, then we also create a box and we scale this box around it because we're not going to be contouring the dome, we're contouring the box, and then how it intersects with the dome, that is what we'll be extracting. So once we have that dome shape, we'll see that we actually turn that dome into a solid. This was by offsetting it and creating this band. Now that this has been offset, well, the contours were done in this direction and in this direction. Where they intersect, that is what we extracted, the X direction structure and the Y direction. Now, as you see, they overlap and they do actually maintain the contour of the sphere. So for manufacturing this, that's something to be aware of. But since they overlap, you could not develop this unless you subtract one side from the other, or create a connection where you remove half of one and half of the other. And that's what we do in this portion, which are two extrusions up and down and subtracted from one side and the other. So here we have the top ones, which interlocked with the ones below. You do sometimes have issues when you get to the side here. And so sometimes you don't want these contours to get too close to the side. And also at the end, create a band below here to tie it all together. Here is the other thing to note. And I want to share with you guys this because this happens a lot. When you have a script, there are steps or portions of your script like solid difference or Boolean difference or intersection where they take up most of the time to calculate the script. What this is a percentage of the time that it takes to complete the solution. And so this is what the component that is taking the longest, because we're subtracting on this one as well. So one thing that I like to do, and some people actually don't like using this because it requires you to keep track of the data dams that you have. So if I'll go here to dam or data dam, and we do it for both A and B, we can also plug this in here and see that if we want to see, sometimes we want to see the changes before we do the subtraction. So if we have contours, let's see here, these contours, so if these contours change, these will change, and so we can see that fairly quickly here. So if we change the contour rib depth, and not necessarily the rib depth, but this one to 6, notice that we see the change fairly quickly here. The only thing we need to do is make sure that we click on the data dam here, make sure that that data routes through this component. It's going to take a little bit, and then we'll also do it with this one. That's one side, let's do the other. And there's the other side. So once we increase the subdivisions, then we have more contours. But like I said, this area here, the data dams, will actually make it so you can see the changes before, and then you can route through here and just click on the play data dam. So hopefully you found that interesting, found that useful. I'll have this for free for you to download temporarily. And if you have any questions or anything, let me know in the comments below. I post videos every week showcasing different exercises like these. So make sure to stay subscribed and stay tuned for the next video. So thank you very much for being here, and I hope to see you on the next one.